Hello. In this topic, we will look into some of the digital storage technologies that is being used to store information and data. In this topic, we will look into the definition of the primary memory and the example of it, what is secondary storage, and storage hierarchy. We will also look into the direct and random access storage devices. At the end of the topic, students should be able to describe the mechanism to transfer data to and from the processor and other components in the system, and should be able to identify the various storage technologies to support processing in a computer system. A storage medium is a physical material on which a computer keeps data, information, programs, and applications. Some of the examples of storage medium are internal hard disks, external hard disks, solid-state drives, memory cards, USB flash drives, optical disks, and etc. Cloud storage is another storage option in which the actual online storage media use is transparent to the user. Another definition of digital storage is the hardware that records and or retrieves items to and from storage media. Reading is the process of transferring items from a storage medium into memory. Writing is the process of transferring items from memory to a storage medium. One of the characteristics of a digital storage is the capacity. Capacity is the number of bytes a storage medium can hold. For example, 1 gigabyte storage capacity can hold up to 1 billion number of bytes of information. These are the differences between memory and storage. Memory, or primary or main memory, is a temporary storage device that stores information that the CPU needs in real time. Data will be lost when the computer is turned off or crashed. Thus, it is volatile. It is high accessing speed and usually refers to random access memory or RAM. Secondary memory is a long-term storage for storing information almost indefinitely. Data on a storage medium remain intact even if the computer is turned off. That means it is non-volatile. It has low accessing speed compared to the primary memory and usually being referred to as hard disk or solid state drive SSD. Let us look at the primary memory. Primary memory function is to store data and instructions for use by the CPU. There are two types, ROM and RAM. RAM refers to random access memory. Is the memory available for the operating system, programs, and processors to use when the computer is running. It requires a flow of electricity to retain data, and it is a type of volatile memory. ROM, on the other hand, is read-only memory. It is the memory that comes with your computer that is pre-written to hold the instructions for booting up the computer, such as the BIOS. It will retain data without the flow of electricity. It is a type of non-volatile memory. We have a few examples of RAM and ROM. For example, RAM has static RAM and also dynamic RAM. For ROM, we have PROM, EEPROM, and also EEPROM. There are two objectives of secondary storage. The first one is permanent storage or non-volatile. Second, it is cheaper and mass storage for long-term use. There are two general classes for secondary storage. One is sequential access storage devices or SASD, and another one is direct access storage devices or DASD. SASD constrained by their linear physical organization. For example, the magnetic tape. DASD, you will have the immediate access to data items without having to search the content, such as for the SASD. DASD have mechanical components that are significantly slower than electronic circuits in main memory. For example, the magnetic hard disk, optical disk, and flash memory. Hard disk is one of the examples of the direct access storage device. Characteristics of a hard disk include track, which is a narrow recording band that forms a full circle on the surface of the disk. Sector. The disk storage locations consist of edge-shaped sections which break the tracks into small arcs. Platter is made of aluminum, glass, or ceramic that and has a thin coating of alloy material that allows items to be recorded magnetically on its surface. Density of a hard disk is the number of bits in an area on a storage medium. A higher density means more storage capacity. Read or write head is the mechanism that reads items and writes items in the drive, as it barely touches the disk recording surface. Revolutions per minute is the rotations of the platters. A head crash occurs when the read or write head touches the surface of a platter. Therefore, you need to be always keep a backup of your hard disk. This cache, sometimes called a buffer, consists of a memory chips on a hard disk that stores frequently accessed data, instructions, and information. The larger the disk cache, the faster the hard disk. An external hard disk is a separate freestanding storage device that connects with a cable to a USB port or other port on a computer or mobile device. The advantages of external hard disks over internal hard drives are external hard disk can transport a larger number of files. It can back up important files or an entire internal hard drive. You can easily store large audio and video files on the hard disk, secure the data, and add storage space to a current workspace or mobile computer. But the transfer rate of external hard drives is usually slower than the internal hard drive. Optical disk is a type of storage medium that consists of a flat, round, portable disk made of metal, plastic, and lacquer that is written and read by a laser. Three widely used types are CD, DVD, and Blu-ray discs. Optical discs commonly store items in a single track that spirals from the center of the disk to the edge of the disk. Track is divided into evenly sized sectors. This is how a laser reads data on an optical disc. Optical disc has microscopic pits or indentations and lands or flat areas in the middle layer of the disc. A high-powered laser light creates the pits. A lower-powered laser light reads items by reflecting light through the bottom of the disc. The reflected light is converted into a series of bits the computer can process. Land will cause light to reflect and will be read as binary digit 1. Pit will absorb the light and will be read as binary digit 0. Solid-state drives or SSD is a flash memory storage device that contains its own processor to manage its storage. They consist entirely of electronic components, such as integrated circuit, and contain no moving parts. It is more durable and shock resistant compared to the hard disk or optical disk. Portable devices such as digital cameras, smartphones, and MP3 players normally use flash memory. USB drives, or also called thumb drives and flash drives, and memory cards use flash memory to store data. A memory card is a removable flash memory device that you insert and removed from a slot in a computer, mobile device, or card reader or writer. Cloud storage is an internet service that provides storage to computer or mobile device users. It is available for home and business users with various levels of storage services available. Some services offered, such as you can synchronize files in between computers, write documents, backup your files, stream music, play games, and also post photos. The radio frequency identification or RFID tag consists of an antenna and a memory chip that contain information to be transmitted via radio waves. An RFID reader reads the radio signal and transfer the information to a computer or computing device. In general, a tag can hold no more than 2 kilobytes or KB of data. Near Field Communication or NFC, on the other hand, is a technology which is based on RFID that uses close range radio signals to transmit data between enabled devices or tags. NFC enabled devices can include smartphones, digital cameras, computers, televisions, and terminals. NFC transmissions are short range, from a touch to a few centimeters, and require these devices to be in close proximity in order for them to be used.